Good morning.
Well, we have the three Italians today, and we're on Dave and Dave's show, episode 24. 24.
Faccia brutta.
Faccia brutta. Faccia brutta? Che faccia? Brutta. Nah, I won't even say it.
Don't even say it.
We're gonna over, yeah. We're speaking
Alright,
Italian.
we're done
here.
with
That's what my grandmother called me.
Yeah, faccia brutta. Or a bellissima.
Well, she loved you. She's calling you.
Faccia bellissima. Faccia bella.
Faccia bella.
So here we are.
My
This little guy is under the weather.
Little guy, I haven't called that in 40, 50 years.
We both got suits on today. Oh, look at that.
I got my suit.
Yeah, that is your suit. That's your
Superman
uniform.
cape.
We have a special guest today. Just a couple things real quick. We are going to condense this to half the time it usually is. We're going to speed it up. Getting a lot of feedback that although you guys absolutely love it, it is long. So we're breaking it down to under 30, right?
Yes.
Under 30.
Like 30 under 30.
30 under 30. None of us are good with that. We have a special guest today. We have Mr. Larry Perner, the owner of Bridge Home Inspections. Larry, how long have you been with us now? Almost, not
6 years.
It's been almost from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
6 holiday parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I gauge it.
Yeah.
Which our 7th is coming. So
Winter's
we'll talk about
coming.
that a little bit. Larry, out of all the partners we have, I don't think anybody has the coverage and I don't want to say market share, but helps as many people in our office as you.
Oh, it's good to hear.
I mean, everyone's like Larry Perner. And what would you say? You probably do how many inspections a month out of here?
A lot. I mean, we do between 200 and 300 a month.
Yeah.
So we probably get
34, 25%?
Yeah, I was gonna say 20 to 30.
Nice. That's
So
awesome.
It's a good market share.
So, since we have the public on here as well as all of our industry colleagues, a lot of other people. We already have another person. We have Paul May from Keller already saying, Larry
Hey,
Perner,
what up, Paul?
the man, the myth, the legend.
Go LSU.
The way it works with inspections for the public, if you don't know this, is when you buy a house, whether it's, we're going to talk about this, whether it's a resale, which is already a house that's, the new homes call it a used home, a resale or a new home, you get an inspection to find out, kind of like going to a general practitioner with a doctor, like
That's
just
right.
State of the union, like where are you at, take your blood pressure, do all the tests, right? And that's where Larry comes in. Now, for those of you in the public, you need to know how it works. There can be inspectors they just gloss over everything, and you don't want that. You want a general practitioner who takes a hard look at everything you do. But there's also inspectors, just like doctors, that start giving you, oh my God, you may have cancer just because your back hurts, right?
True.
So you need someone who gives you rationale and perspective and says, here are the main issues to look at, let's go to a specialist. But at the same time, don't worry too much and over-dramatize it until we get the results. And I believe you fit right in that perfect middle. What do you say?
That's good to hear because that's how we modeled our company. We got to have a good bedside manner, and we don't want to be alarmists. So buyers agents like that, and then even with the sellers, they're like, oh, okay, I just have a few slip roof tiles. It's not like I need a new roof. I've heard other people say, hey, you got to get a roofing contractor out here. He's going to have to pull a permit. He's going to have to this, and and everyone gets all freaked out about a new roof when it's 5 or 6 or 7 roof tiles.
Yeah.
So, and that's routine. I like the general physician analogy because that is what we do. We are generalists. If you have a technically exhaustive inspection, like some commercial properties want, costs thousands of dollars and it takes days.
Yeah.
If you're going to get a typical home inspection, it's going to take 2 to 3 hours, and you get the report the next day, and it's going to touch base on everything. If somebody finds something that's a little off, hey, your tub's not draining that fast. All these 3 tubs, they drain really fast. This tub took 3 times as long. We suspect it's got a clog.
Yeah.
Right? So you're just going to say, have a plumber take a look at it,
Totally.
And hopefully that's all it is. It's a simple little thing, and the plumber's in and out, and boom, boom.
Well, we talk about this all the time because buyers especially, whether it be new or resale, they want perfection.
Yes.
And that just does not exist. And just like when you go to a general physician, it is one moment in time. You can go to that physician, have the blood work that day, and they give you the go-ahead. Everything looks right, and then a month later, you have a horrible disease. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, people think that because you go in for an inspection, that their house should almost have like that seal of approval and nothing's going to go wrong.
It's the condition at the day of inspection, not 30 days later. A lot of inspectors write, which God you don't, thank God. Well, the roof doesn't leak, there's no tiles missing, but the age of the roof, it's it's gonna expire soon.
It's life expectancy.
Right, and how could you tell, you don't write that, because if it's working at the time, there's any house in the world or roof that's gonna go. And to write that is silly.
I'm so glad your phone went off, because I've talked to a lot of people who watch this Dave and Dave show, and they always get a kick out of how like you're all over the place. You know what I mean? Like up and down. And so you didn't disappoint today with the phone.
I like to make everybody happy.
Well, they know it's live.
Right, I like to make today I'm forgiven of all sins. Because baby doesn't feel good.
Back to our metaphor. What people don't realize as well, and I don't know if this is necessarily in the car industry, because I don't know it as well. I had a lot of new cars, but I mean, I moved into a new house, and my air conditioning, the compressor, went in the first 2 weeks I lived there.
Amazing.
Like, just gone. Now, given you get that first year warranty or whatnot,
Sure.
but just because you're moving into a new home doesn't mean you're not going to have issues on your house.
We did a new home the other day. There was no hot water at the kitchen sink.
That's trouble.
Exactly.
A bunch of little nicky-nack stuff, but that was the main takeaway.
Yeah.
We've done new homes where other things didn't work. Whole sections of the house, AC didn't work. Never been used. So we say get it tested. If it's an older home, if it's a newer home, if it's even while it's being built, we can inspect it.
Yeah.
Because we're the beta test sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the plumbers don't even run the dishwasher.
Totally.
Because they're in a hurry.
and that's kind of the thing, like, because here's what happens in real life, right? The inspector comes out, they do the inspection, there's minor stuff, you negotiate the repairs on the inspection, everyone's happy, the buyer moves in, and then within the first month, something goes. There's a leak. Because what happens is someone's using the toilet or the shower in the 5th bedroom that no one has used in 10 years, and something goes. And even though you checked it, there's not enough time of multiple use that maybe that you'll see it. So something goes and everyone's like, well, the inspector should have caught this or something like that.
It's usually the contractor who shows up or the handyman or somebody who shows up.
They want to pass the buck.
Right. Oh, your guy should have found this. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Exactly.
And then you drill down a little bit and you find out, well, when did it start dripping? Well, we had my relatives come visiting and they've got 3 kids, and then after the 3rd shower, we noticed a drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I guess if we would have run it for 3 hours. So yeah, home inspection, like your dad said, it's a snapshot. It's what we can figure out in an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it's not a real life situation. We're not running food and water, and no one's really using the bathroom. We're running clean water, and we try to do the best we can, and 99.9% of the time it works out great.
Well, then the next question I'm going to answer for you, and then you can go, would be, then why even get a home inspection, right? And this is a multiple part answer, I believe. Home inspections are linked with home warranties as well, right? So number one, you got to have a home inspection, because if something goes quickly in the house, the home warranty is going to ask to see the home
First
inspection.
thing they ask for.
Yeah, we get asked for them all the time.
And they're going to make sure that at the time of the home inspection, this wasn't an issue. So then the home warranty will kick in and take care of, hopefully, the issue, right? Plus, it's still better to do it. It's a due diligence. People forget what due diligence is, right? It's your time. It's like dating and engaged. It's your due diligence before you're making that commitment to that house.
Meet the in-laws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I always say, listen, home inspections, home warranties, they're not for the sliding glass door that's off the hinge a little bit. I mean, that's reality. That's
what it is.
It is what it is. These are for the catastrophic potential issues you want to have someone look at. You want to continue on that a little bit,
I
or
don't know if they want to hear me talk.
just talk?
The-
Expectations.
To me, it's to see that all the plumbing works, that the electrical isn't dangerous, that there isn't a short, or someone did repair of electrical, which is danger. Just to see at that time that the house is solid and firm and everything works. It's that moment. If you're concerned, there's a thing called a re-inspection, and at the day of closing, Larry will come out for an additional dollars and go over all the things that were supposed to be repaired or that he had doubt of. They can do both. The beauty of it is, like you said, when you get that, I have a home warranty company coming today, and they're doing two things. And I had my inspection, and they said, well, and I said, no, they're fine. So,
Even that's what, a couple years ago.
yeah, but as long as you have your home inspection and you keep your warranty up, they're fixing.
Especially during the summer.
Yeah.
The ACs that are failing, they want to see. I've heard contractor shows up at a house. There's no way this air conditioner was working. It's in horrible condition.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to charge you, thousands of dollars.
Or
So then
or
who
you need
do
a
you
whole
think they
new
call?
one. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
you
wanna
need a
sell
whole new
them.
one. Immediately they call the agent. The
Yeah.
agent freaks out, calls you guys, and then us. And
Yeah.
I say, you know what? It was blowing out at 47 degrees Fahrenheit when we were there. Look in your report. Show that contractor. Or better yet, call your rep.
Totally.
That's what I say. Call your rep.
Well, you know what I love
Pushback.
about you is Larry has mastered the art of coming back to the home, looking at something, and making everyone feel happy. Because it's one thing to just go there when it's an easy inspection. It's another thing to show up and calm everybody down. So, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to? Larry's coming. I just bought a house. We'll talk about that another time. It's a 19-year-old house. Larry's going to set it.
Boy, is that old.
It is.
I'm teasing.
I was just back east and I did a little impromptu inspection on my parents' house where I grew up. It's
Yeah.
100 years old.
Philly?
In Philly. Slate roof, colonial.
Yeah.
And I got in the attic, I come down and I said, Dad, you've got some knob and tube wiring in the attic? He goes, yeah. I said, that's the kind if you touch, you get shocked. He goes, nobody's ever up there.
That sounds like New York.
I'm like, Dad,
too.
come on.
East Coast.
How about what they used to do with mold in New York? That was
sprayed the bleach.
the kids got in trouble. You were the one who had to wash the mold.
With Comet, yeah, the mold under the sink.
You gotta love. It is what it is.
It's an East Coast
It
state.
rained every day I was there.
Yeah. But that's different expectations.
Sure. Yeah, people here think a 19-year-old house is an old house.
Exactly.
But
Whereas that's crazy. It's an adolescent in New York, right?
oh, yeah.
East Coast. Well, my friend, we can't say thank you enough. We love having you as part of the Nest family. You've done great. You mirror what we are, and we appreciate you.
Great.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't
for
shake,
having me.
Mike. Don't
Okay.
shake. I'm diseased.
Boom.
Boom.
All right, we got a couple of updates today.
You be perky. I'm not.
I'm always perky. So, for everyone out there, our at our company, we support a couple of different charities and causes. One that we've always supported, from your presidency to mine, has been 3 Square, and we love 3 Square. But
Sorry.
we just found, well, actually Angie has been doing a ton of research, and our new cause that we're supporting is a place called Our Rescue, and it's called Operation Underground Railroad. It's something that we feel really passionate about. It's basically extraction operations and anti-child trafficking efforts to bring an end to child slavery. Now, the thing about it's basically this: kids get trafficked and they become slaves in a lot of different ways, and it's so heartbreaking. And I have a lot of friends that are into philanthropic causes, and you can be passionate about something, but you can really tell when something just clicks with you. And for some reason, this is the one that I can't stop thinking about. We're so passionate about it. So our company during the holidays is going to be donating to Our Rescue. If you want more information, check out Operation Underground Railroad, and maybe you can help out. But this is what we
Well, that's what we're gonna do on the holiday party
yes,
too.
and Angie and I are going to match some of the proceeds or some of the donations.
Right, I'm donating the MGM and a fellow full page ad from Dream Magazine for any. So go through, and Danny's been working to get gift cards and baskets and all that's going to go together.
In the past, we've been able to give 6,000-7,000 to 3 Square year over year. So we're going to try to give it up to 10,000 for Operation. I tell you what, you watch some of these stories, you want to. It's basically ex-Navy SEALs, ex-cops going into other countries, working with the governments and extracting people, extracting kids from child slavery, sex trafficking, you name it, and then. That's just the beginning work. The second part of the work is
any of it here too?
There's a sister one that is domestic, but I guess it's even worse. It's people from here that get trafficked overseas, kind of like Taken with Liam Neeson, like the real life version. And you watch this and you want to go as yourself. Like you start saying, "I want to go," because that's how bad it is, and then you win. So that's the first part. The second part is bringing them back, rehabilitation. And acclimating them back into society, which is just as difficult. So it's very important to us, and we just wanted to bring some awareness to the rest of our friends and family. Okay, so the topic today is, what did I put, Danny? Oh, the secret sauce of 2020 and beyond. I came up with this. Leadership and the human element.
Why 2020?
I don't know.
That's my year.
I just feel like everyone is so into the technology of the world, the social media and whatnot, and I think they're missing a huge part. So I wrote down a couple of people that I follow and what their point is, and I want to talk about some of them. Okay.
Sure.
So, for instance, I was at the Zillow Premier Agent thing, and Brene Brown spoke there. I don't know if you ever heard of Brene Brown.
Everyone talks about.
She is. Her whole thing is the power of vulnerability and shame, and she has an amazing TED talk about this, and then books to follow. And the gist of it is this: a lot of people call it being real, right? Which is great. But when you're real, you have to be what? Vulnerable. It's impossible not to be authentic without laying yourself. What we're doing here, right, is
real.
And vulnerable, right? I mean, at any time, people could be like, we're putting ourselves out there for ridicule, for praise, for whatever, right?
Never ridicule.
You never know. But what was really interesting, and you may like this, is that on the other side of vulnerability, there's everything that you want in life, like love and passion and connection and the things that people strive for. The only way to get there is by vulnerability. So everyone is kind of like, I don't want to be vulnerable, and they protect themselves from that. But what's interesting is it's impossible to get what you want in life without
being vulnerable.
So how does this relate to anything? And it relates to being human. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the time.
We got time. It relates to being human. We're only 18 minutes in. In business, how does this relate? By being real and human. I'm going to give you some. I know you're a little off today. Storytelling, putting yourself out there, not worrying about commission and things like that. It's about being real and taking that risk with people of being vulnerable, right? So just along the lines of saying like, hey, listen, I don't know if this is the best house for you. Things that you've done your entire life. Your old saying of treat people like you would your Aunt Donna or your sister, right? So you want to explain that one? Or are you going to read your text? While
I'm going to read my text. No. So what I always teach in the classes is pretend I have a sister Donna. And I always say...
he loves.
Yes. I always say pretend it's my sister Donna, because if you treat them, an example, that they're in the house and they don't realize that in the backyard that's so pretty and they have the great view is because there's a street behind it. And I know that sounds simple, but they may not know it. So tell that buyer, listen, the reason you're getting the view is because you have a street. It may be an interior street, but tell them.
Yep.
Tell them that, wow, this house has plumbing problem. This house had Kitech because the community did. Let's check to see if the Kitech's fixed. Not that it's going to show up because it may be the third owner or something, but if you know something, care enough for
Give
that
them
buyer
perspective.
to explain to them what it is, so that when they move in and the neighbor goes, oh, the whole neighborhood had Kitech and yours didn't get fixed, then you're not doing your job. So that's my definition of
And the
it.
point of difference of that versus just the technology or the bot or the information on the tax or the syndicator, that's the difference, because the currency of, I believe, the next decade is going to be the human currency. That's the difference, right? So those type of things cannot be duplicated. And if you're just going to gloss over anything, like for instance, the way we talk to our agents, right? It's honest. Like, you're not going to get from here to here unless you're willing to do that. If not, good luck. Like, we're not going to sell you
Right.
a slice of heaven that doesn't exist.
No magic pill.
Exactly. So, all right, let's jump into a couple people. So I highly suggest to all the people I'm going to list, this is how you're going to get stronger with leadership and the human element, right? So Mel Robbins, you've heard of the 5-second rule?
Yes.
So the 5-second rule. So we were at NAR. Were you able to watch that? You had so many meetings at NAR in Boston.
No.
Were you able to go to Mel Robbins?
Uh-uh.
Mel Robbins has a thing called the 5-second rule. So it's literally like her whole story is before you're going to do something, your brain's going to try to talk you out of it. As simple as waking up in the morning, right?
Oh, I thought if it hits the floor and you could go pick it up.
That's
for 5
what
seconds.
she always says. That's the 5-second rule.
That's the
No.
5 second.
The 5-second rule is this. Literally, she pretends that she's a rocket ship, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then she just goes, right? So it's taking the jump into the deep end, and just literally saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just go, rather than getting stuck. Tony Robbins, who's another person on this, always says, if you're in your head, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm not in my head.
You're definitely, you and my wife are all heart, which is a beautiful thing. Me, on the other hand, can get in my head. Simon Sinek, all about leadership, great person. Seth Godin, Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Wake Up Warrior, Garrett White. Here's a couple. Gary Vaynerchuk is about being real. Tony Robbins about passion. Garrett White and Wake Up Warrior about every person a leader, and they'll punch you in the face for accountability. Grant Cardone, anyone can do it. So a lot of the ways to be human is the storytelling, right? We've talked about this a little bit.
I love to tell stories.
I believe it's an innate East Coast thing. There's a great quote I have it. Great stories happen to those who can tell them. Is that not a good point? Think about this, right? You ever see the movie The Big Fish?
I don't know.
It's a great
I don't
movie.
remember it.
It's about a father who is a great storyteller, and his son, it gets so annoyed at him because he embellishes these stories, right? They're real stories, but the fact that this guy is such a great storyteller makes him larger than life, and he's connecting to people. That's what this is all about. Just about the connection between you and another person.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that is that. Here's the way I think we're going, and you can tell me. I know I'm carrying you here today.
You are. I'm here in beautiful body only.
I could tell. In the next 5 to 10 years, technology is going to accelerate rapidly. And the way they call it Moore's Law, every 2 years, technology duplicates itself, right? Times 2. So for instance, if you can hold, if a computer goes from this, it goes to this, goes to this, till it's down to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that by 2025, it's going to duplicate itself till it hits threshold, right? So moving forward, the greatest currency, and this is what Brene Brown will tell you, this is what Brian Buffini will tell you, is going to be this. right here. And there isn't any AI, artificial intelligence, out there that will be able to duplicate this. It's just not there. So as technology becomes available more and more for every single person on the planet, and everyone's offering the same exact technology, the point of difference, more than anything, the people that win in life, in business, and in everything are the people who are going to be able to connect the best with other people. And that is why leadership is part of that game. Who will be able to take these complex things and explain, who will be able to work through social media and actually take a stand for something and help other people. That's going to be the currency, I believe, of the future. Okay. That is it. All right, so since this is just the Dave show today, we're going to do a couple more updates.
I should have stayed home.
You should have stayed home. Thank you to everyone. How many people we have yesterday?
Oh, a few hundred, 300.
300.
I made 6 pounds, 6
We had the
pounds
Thanksgiving potluck
of
yesterday.
meatballs, and in an hour it was gone.
It was definitely over 100.
Definitely over 100. That's what I'm saying. Like 150, 300.
To me, 300.
Yeah, good storyteller. I will say this. Let's do some awards for food. I'm going to go with
Ashley McCormick.
my top 3.
Ashley McCormick's turkey.
Ashley McCormick's turkey was succulent.
Yes.
It was so juicy. And you know how crazy I get. I'm always looking for the pink pieces. Like, this thing can't be cooked that well. It's so perfect.
Oh, it was perfect.
It was perfect. Didn't even need gravy. Right? I'm so bad at potlucks. I want names underneath them to see who cooked them. Because I get in New York is skivats, right? Everyone brings their own stuff. So I had that. I can't put you in the top 3 because you're my father, but your meatballs are still the best.
That's what ran out first. That's all I'm saying.
I'm glad that I'm just not biased because like I love them because it's like my youth, right? Your meatballs, which by the way are made of
Turkey.
Who would have thought? Unbelievable. James Meadows' pasta was delicious.
It was beautiful to look at.
It was
too.
not only that, it was beautiful to taste.
Yeah.
The real deal, San Marzano tomatoes, and he had the amazing mozzarella. Unbelievable. He's definitely in there. You know whose food was delicious? Katie Campbell's sausage and peppers they tasted like yours. Great taste to those too. Oh, and Jennifer Hill's broccoli salad. That was fresh.
That's at my house.
You son of a bitch, you took it all, huh?
Sure did.
You should eat a lot of that. You got to get those greens in there.
I know,
Drink some
that's
green
why I
juice.
took it.
Unbelievable. So, bring it full circle. Potluck. A Thanksgiving potluck. Now, I've seen other companies were doing it this week as well. That is the example. Right there. You don't have to come into the office anymore to do work. You don't.
No.
But people love to connect. And there are agents we haven't seen in a while in there yesterday, right?
New and old.
New
all
and old,
connected.
exactly.
All
Everyone
talking.
breaking bread together,
Yeah.
talking, catching up, eating food.
Oh, Rebecca Bray's bread she bought from the German bakery with all those different.
I didn't get to eat that.
That was amazing.
Really good, huh?
Amazing.
I saw her,
Maria's
Tres Leches.
stuff. Oh, Grace brought me a huge Tres Leches cake.
Tres Leches.
And that was gone.
Yo.
Oh my God, Maria's stuffed mushrooms tasted just like mine.
But think about it.
Oh.
That is what I'm talking about. There's no need in 2018 for potlucks anymore if you're talking just a bottom line or even a top line number, right? But that is the secret sauce of life and in business and in the future, right? In addition to that, we will be having our 7th annual holiday party. You are only invited if you are with the Nest. As always, Nest agents are what? Free. Everything's free.
Free.
America. All right, and that'll be at the JW Marriott. And if you were at Lisa Waldeck's beautiful installation,
Women's Council. Well, it's the same room.
Same
Only
room.
we're doing a buffet.
yeah, and we're gonna probably have like 150 more people too.
Probably.
Great.
It's going to be a big party.
What else am I
I'll
missing?
be better by then, I promise.
We will be closed Thursday and Friday. next week for Thanksgiving. And then if you need a room at the JW the night of the holiday party, it'll be only $99. And we will have Lyft and Ubers ready to go. So let's see what we're at.
Well,
A
respond.
quick 30 minutes and 3 seconds. What?
Respond to Bernadette for the holiday.
Is
party.
it you or Bernadette?
For what? Oh, to Bernadette.
Bernadette for the holiday party.
Yep. Me for
And-
the donations.
And Danny Burns for donations. And that is it. I will leave you with a quote from my Facebook page last night. I was watching A Wrinkle in Time with Lola. It's with Oprah and Reese Witherspoon. It's a
Right.
great movie. And the quote in it, I had to look it up, is a Rumi quote, like that Eastern philosopher or poet. And it goes, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Isn't that nice? The wound.
Okay.
So it's basically the J curve, and J curve is for another time, but the hardest things in life is where the most beautiful things occur. So I'll leave you with that for today. All right, that's all we got for you. You guys have a great day.
Oh.